Good evening, friends. Thank you for coming tonight to the ribbon cutting and to my 2026 State of the School address. Before we get started in the manner of friends by having sheer silence, I would like to throw out to you all that we keep in our hearts and our minds our country and those who are in our care as we try to teach them while we navigate all that is going on that is, for me as an educator, seems to be flying in the face of all that we were taught about checks and balances. So if you can just imagine, as educators, we're having on the spot explain a lot while reflecting back on what we've learned and what we are teaching. So can you just hold that as we, in the manner of friends, have some sheer silence together? Thank you. I would be remiss if I didn't start off by thanking our trustees, my administrative staff, faculty, for being amazing stewards of our school. The State of the School address is my opportunity to do just that. Just give you a brief update as to how well we're doing. Well, I like to say the State of the School address, or the state of the school, is that it is thriving. We are thriving. And I hope this space is indicative of how much we are thriving. I'd like to start off by highlighting that which really defines who we are as a school. When I first joined Friends Select, we were in the process of creating a strategic plan. And of the 5 pillars, one of them is excellence in teaching and learning. And as I give you an update on the excellence in terms of teaching and learning and the academics, I want you to listen for a theme, because whenever I have the opportunity to address prospective families at an open house, I said, Friends Select in its essence is all about agency and voice. Teaching our students agency and voice. It looks different in lower school than it does in middle school. And it looks different in middle school as it does in upper school. But I hope you'll hear these strands as I give you sort of an update. Friends Select faculty and staff continue to demonstrate a commitment to academic excellence, both within their classrooms and beyond our school. Recently, our math department chair and middle school math teacher, Satoya Wright, self-published Algebra in Context, a textbook created in collaboration with our middle school students to reimagine the traditional approach to mathematical education. Our middle and upper school music teacher, Heather Fortune, a parent of a graduate of class of 27, she wrote a chapter titled Song, Set, and Sigus, which was recently published in the Modern Band Handbook by Oxford University Press. And our upper school history teacher, Dave Marshall, published an article titled Songs Make History: How Music Boosts History Student Skills and Engagement. In the peer-reviewed journal, Social Education, explaining how Dave created a 12th grade music and upper school history elective, and COM, which is the acronym he used in terms of teaching kids history through music, which stands for context, artists, lyrics, and music, to analyze songs. And I was curious as to what songs does he use in his class? Check out the list. Edward Starr, War. Billie Holiday, Strange Fruit. Marvin Gaye, Mercy, Mercy Me. Childish Gambino, Feels Like Summer. Some of you recognize these songs? Huh? Don't you want to take that class? Oh, did I not? Nina Simone, Backlash Blues. Go ahead, Dave Marshall. Friends Select Community Pantry. A collective responsibility. Students and employees from lower, middle, and upper school continue to support the Friends Select Community Pantry, which has helped address food insecurity within the greater community since it opened in 2023. Lower school classes take turns stocking the pantry and storage room. Middle school groups regularly organize the pantry, inventory products, identify high-need items, and make shopping runs. The Middle School Entrepreneurs Club has recently launched a Blossom Brew, a new pop-up cafe with proceeds supporting the pantry. Upper school students facilitate our partnerships with Friends Center and Central Philadelphia Friends Meeting by collecting weekly donations and bringing them back to campus during free periods. Students, employees, and families also continue to support the pantry through food drives, helping to ensure that our pantry remains open 24/7 and continues to serve a vital resource for those in need. In lower school, the science of reading. In lower school, a shift to evidence-based science of reading practices has led to remarkable progress in reading and spelling. Our first graders are now learning phonics through a speech-to-print approach, linking spoken words to written patterns. And last year, 100% of first graders met or exceeded national reading benchmarks, compared to just 55% nationwide. This success is helping our students move quickly from learning to read to reading to learn, setting a strong foundation for future academic growth. In our middle school, City as a classroom. While Friends selects use of the City as a dynamic living classroom begins in lower school and continues through upper school, it truly grows in middle school. Recently, those trips have included a Latin class visiting the American Philosophical Society to view their historic collection of rare works in Latin, an English class studying the rare book collection at the Free Library of Philadelphia, a music class watching a performance at the Curtis Institute, and a math class studying symmetry and geometric transformations in art at the Philadelphia Art Museum. Many of these trips regularly include a service component, such as our partnerships with the historic Fair Hill Cemetery, Cradles to Crayons, and Friends Child Care Center. Additionally, each grade in middle school takes a capstone trip that ties together what they have been learning in the classroom. For example, 8th grade will travel to Washington, D.C. this spring for an overnight trip as part of a new partnership with Close Up Foundation. Upper school, service to society. In upper school, our Helping Hands Club was recently awarded a $1,000 grant from the Philly Service Award, a group to support their Meals from Friends project. Concerned about food insecurity in the region, Helping Hands students visited the Vetri Community Kitchen in December, where they cooked, packaged, and delivered nutritious meals to our partner, Hub of Hope, for distribution in Center City. Helping Hand leaders also presented their grant-winning project to Philadelphia City Council members Amin Brown, Isaiah Thomas, Anthony Phillips, and Kendra Brooks at an event at an all-participating school grantees. And my colleague, Chris Singler, was so kind enough to give me some additional highlights in a recent email that I wanted to share with you as well. He wrote, "So many students are taking advanced calculus and math lab or lab band that they needed to open a new section for each. Teachers in all subjects are exploring where to and where not to use AI, which has resulted in refining the writing program, among other adjustments. We are sending a record number of 34 students to Harvard Model Congress, and 46 students are traveling internationally to Mexico, Germany, Ireland, and China. Chris, thank you for that update. Our wellness program, digital well-being. As part of Friends Select's wellness program, we recently hosted Dr. Michael Rich, author of the Mediatrician's Guide, and founder and director of Digital Wellness Lab at Boston Children's Hospital, for a day of digital well-being for students, faculty, and staff. In addition, we held an evening event for Friends Select's caregivers and our wider community titled, Raising Children in a Screen-Saturated World. The Friends Select Wellness Program, now in its 10th year, engages the school's community and general public about mental health and other wellness issues. Preparing students for the whole of life. From a college planning standpoint, Friends Select is proud that our college matriculation list includes a range of colleges: selective state schools, small liberal arts colleges, women's colleges, art schools, international universities, historically black colleges and universities, military academies, two-year colleges, and Ivy League schools. These reflect the varied interests, talents, and passions and achievements of our students, and our Quaker philosophy of guiding each student to find their inner light and voice. Our college planning office is led by 2 full-time college counselors who have college admissions experience, including a director who has been with us for 23 years. Our goal is to help each student find a college, university, or post-secondary school plan that is the best match for who they are now and who they wish to become. I added this slide for a couple of reasons. One is because there are many of you who've just joined our community this year. And then there's some of you who were part of this community before I arrived. I want to contextualize the last 10 years because this is my 10th year as head of school at Friends Select. Thank you. In those 10 years, we launched a campaign to bring our strategic plan to life, and that campaign is called the Transformation Campaign. And let me take you back to my very first project in my second year, the theater. When I did the Michael Gary tour my first year as a head of school, meeting with alumni, past trustees, current families, it was unanimous. They say the first thing you should do is renovate the theater. How many remember the old theater? Was that the right move? Yes. So the theater was the first one. That's my second year. And then also in that year, we hired a full-time director, equity inclusion, Tony Graves Williamson, right here. And as a new head of school, seeing this school that's in the middle of Center City and seeing all the cultural assets just along the Parkway, I was like, how come we don't have our classes more outside? And they said, because we need somebody to help us to get outside. So I created a role, a director of city curriculum. Margaret, where are you? There she is. And because of that role, So much more is happening. As I read, our middle schoolers are out there. Margaret, thank you. And then languages. Now, having been in admissions for 26 years prior to assuming my headship, I know I traveled around the world in the schools that I was going to recruit from. Many of the kids had Latin from lower school all the way up with English and Spanish, or Latin and French, or Latin and Italian. This Latin thing was sort of like the baseline. So we had Latin in the upper school. I'm saying, hey, here's my opportunity. Head of school, I have some intel. Let's add it. Let's put it in the middle school, right? Let's do it. And so we added to the middle school and doing a fantastic job. The Latin teacher also teaches at a college. I won't name the college, but that's the kind of talent we're able to attract. Parkway campus renovation. Someone said, we all hunkered down during COVID. What Friend Select did, they did construction work while everybody was out of the building. And they're absolutely right. The entrance of the Parkway campus was transformed with new 4th and 3rd grade classrooms, with a new welcoming reception area, a spacious foyer, updated select gallery, and gender-neutral bathrooms, the Gilroy Roberts Art Studio, a conference room, and a new front office suite for admissions and the head of school. And then we upgraded and redesigned the turf field, making it environmentally friendly. And you all remember those black pegs your kids used to always bring home? Yeah, hopefully you got rid of that. Maybe now they bring in cork probably with them. And then this next idea gave me goosebumps. When we purchased 1520 Ray Street and turned it into our STEAM building. Why did it give me goosebumps? Because remember I said my second year we finished the strategic plan? The one thing, if I can say I had anything to do with, because a lot of work was already done, my colleagues can attest to that. They just gave me about this much space to kind of what you want to add, Michael. And what I added was this. Knowing that the admissions field, that parents choose the lower school for their kids, but students choose the upper school for themselves. And when I was seeing the attrition rate of kids not staying for upper school, I knew that kids wanted to have the high school be somewhat different because they were going from lower school, middle school, up, they were in the same building. So they would give us the excuse, we want to go to that school with a campus. Anything different from being in the same building. So I said strategically, if we want to hold on to the kids we've trained, we have to make the high school feel some difference. And so purchasing that building gave me goosebumps. Who can find a building in Center City across the street? Who can thread that needle? That also happened during COVID. There's a silver lining. That was pivotal, friends. Pivotal. And I'm going to get ahead of myself since I'm on this roll. Admissions. We are 5 kids away from 100 additional students since I arrived. So needing more space, the time was running out. Or we would have had to tell some middle schoolers, you have to find another school because we don't have space. That's why this is so timely, friends. Timely. That tweak and the excitement now in upper school, you can feel it. And trust me, the little ones, they know it. They're always looking up at the upper schoolers, right? And I know that's why it's going to continue to grow. It's about holding on to the families who are already here. And we brighten up the Ray Street Circle. Again, many of you can't appreciate, this all happened within 10 years, y'all. All of this. If you'd seen what it was before, you'd say, whoa, that is different. We upgrade maids to the serving station in the Matthew Hoffman Dining Hall. The Falcon's Nest, which is the basement area before you go into the pool. Friends, that was inspired by students. Agency, voice. And they did the mural. If you haven't had a chance to see that, check it out. And then last year, we renovated the gym. Little small touches. Little small touches. And there, I said, we need to brighten it up. And we need bleachers on both sides. Because again, the strategy was, we can't be good in all the sports. Let's pick the ones where we can be good. And I wanted to pick the one we can pack the gym. And we're doing it. Who doesn't want to be a part of that? And I already mentioned the significant enrollment growth. Now getting closer to where we are now. Before you came into 3 Parkway expansion here, you saw our library. We renovated that this past summer. In addition to that, which you haven't seen, where we renovated also 2 science rooms for our middle schoolers, if you will. If you were to go back to where the middle school was, come up the Beck steps, take a right, those 2 classrooms are new. They were done at the same time the library was done. And that brings me to where we are now. The Friend Select community for over 30 years has been waiting for this opportunity. And here we are in the Commons. I'm delivering the State of the School address in this space. I would be remiss, though, in not telling you the rest of the story. The school made many attempts to get this space. Many attempts. And I am sincere in saying it has less to do with me, honestly. I just happen to be here at the right time. And this person I'm going to name had no idea he was a part of my presentation. The founder and owner of PMC, the largest landowner, if you will, landlord in Philadelphia, met with us, and he said, whatever you want. I gave him our blue book. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the history of Friend Select, over 300 years old. And I shared with him, I said, we used to own the whole block. And we have this current skyscraper that you just purchased because of a deal we did back in 1960 with the company back then. And since then, we have not been able to knock that wall down to get some space. Ron Kaplan, thank you for making it possible. And now this major breakthrough, literally and figuratively, with the 3 Parkway expansion. Friend Select recently completed Parkway Campus Expansion Project, which added approximately 32,000 square feet to our campus and neighboring 3 Parkway building, creating physical spaces that embody our Quaker values, where excellence in teaching and learning will continue to flourish. A major milestone of our Advancing Friend Select transformation campaign, this project created 10 new upper school classrooms in the Parkway building, an additional STEAM room. We don't use STEM, we use STEAM because the A represents the arts, which are equally as important in creativity. And when I read my notes, I saw this word multi-purpose room. My colleagues, no, I don't like that word. It's called the Commons. And a significant addition is the elevator access to the rooftop. Accessibility, physically, cognitively, in all shapes and forms is what we're all about. Now, if you need to get to the rooftop, you can take an elevator. Huh? Whoop, whoop. It's making our campus fully accessible with the elevator. An additional gender-neutral restrooms, as you'll see on both sides as you take the tour. And we also have access to a bathroom up on the 3rd floor of the rooftop, and also a kitchen. So when we cater major events on the rooftop, they have a warming hut right there. Again, to activate that roof beyond just field hockey and other athletic endeavors. That was all a part of the strategic plan 9 years ago. And here it is, has come to fruition. The Parkway Campus Expansion Project also created more classrooms and a dedicated STEAM lab in the Parkway building for middle school by transforming upper school classrooms on the second floor. Remember, the middle school was growing exponentially, and they needed space right away. So by the upper school taking on this space, now the middle school has the run of second floor. So now that we have 3 Parkway expansion, in the months ahead, we plan to create new music rooms and a new chorus room, new rooms for lower school Spanish and Mandarin, and a new middle school art room in the Parkway building. That's why the other entrance is closed off, because the renovation is happening right now. And they're due to open after spring break. Isn't that wonderful? The Parkway Campus Expansion Project harmonizes with the goals of the backlot transformation. The backlot transformation. What are you talking about, Michael? I call it sort of the last chapter. I've been using that phrase with my admin team. And our trustees didn't hear me, but we had a trustee meeting last week, and we're talking about the backlot project. What used to be a parking lot still is a parking lot, but parking is no longer allowed. Now we just use it for a playground. 2 years ago, we invited the entire community, lower school, middle school, upper school, faculty and staff, to imagine how should we reimagine that space. So we employed sort of the design thinking, where you kind of say, what's your needs, what are your restricted? Everybody was involved in design thinking. And they did modeling. There's a picture of it. And the whole foyer was covered, all the lower school models. Hands-on learning, right? And from all of that, working with Studio Ludo, Metcalf, Anchor Management, they put all that information they got from our students, our faculty and adults and parents, and put together what we have imagined. The renderings are out there, so you can see it. It's a multi-level, one can call it a playscape. I call it's going to be our new front porch. I think the orientation of Friends Select is going to be changed by this project. That's the final chapter, friends, in this transformation campaign. And if you're not engaged with it and want to learn more about it, please do, because we need your support. It would radically improve 16th and Ray Street. It would finally let Philadelphia know this school that's been around for over 300 years is here. A lot of people don't know that we are here. You all know we are here, but there are a lot of folks who pass up and down the Parkway. They don't know that we are here. And the Backlot Project will allow us to reorient everyone, even ourselves, where it becomes the front entrance. As I look to the year ahead, I hope you feel as energized as I do about the ways in which we are growing together as a Quaker community. Thank you for your ongoing support and partnership as we continue to educate our students for the whole of life. Tonight is a celebration, but it's also affirmation that collectively, with a plan, and we who are rolling up our sleeves with your support, what some people deem is impossible is achievable. So join us in this final chapter, because the Backlot Project is going to be a game changer. Not even additional space that we have now will contain the number of families who would want to be a part of our community. And then we can say that for another head of school to figure that out. Thank you for joining me tonight. The state of the school, Friends Select, is thriving. Thank you. Now it's going to be time for eating, and also we want to welcome you to take a tour of the space. And so some of my admin will be available to give you tours of the floor here and also upstairs on the 3rd floor, so you can kind of walk out into the field, which is an awesome feeling. Thank you.
Let me show you the Commons. This is a wonderful space where it's open to everyone, like our multi-purpose room. It's a good space where kids can meet with their clubs. This also serves as a space for them to engage in study hall and just build a great sense of community with each other. So let's walk over to some more classrooms. This is Anna's classroom, our history teacher. Doesn't look like there's a class going on in there right now. And this is where all of our humanities classes are. So that's our language classes, our history classes, and our ELA. So follow me. Hey Leah, how are you? Can I come in for a hot second and bring some folks to say hello? All right, come on in. This is 9th grade history class. Beautiful people, wave to the camera. Thank you so much. Jared, can you say hello?
Hi.
Jared is our peace and social justice teacher, does wonderful things with our young people, and he is truly loved. This is Teacher Jaime's class, and this is Spanish 3. All right. Hey friends, how are you? I'm sorry for the interruption. Hi Miriam. And this is your English class,
11.
English 11. And what are you all working on today?
So today we're preparing for a debate on what they think the future of American prisons should look like.
Wow. So here's some more community space already. It's beginning to look lived in. I think this is really cool over here because we get to look out on the Parkway. We are a school that is in the city and of the city. We want the upper schoolers to feel like that this is theirs, a place of learning, a place of joy, a place of fun, and a place of goodness. All right. Hey, Chris.
Hey, what's up, Norman?
How are you?
Good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, Chris is awesome sauce. So anything you want to say to the beautiful people, Chris?
Well, the new space is amazing. I mean, it's a dream, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids are really enjoying it. Teachers are loving their new space. And it's been what Friend Select has needed for a while. So it's working out great.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate
You're
you.
welcome.
Good to see you, Chris. Can you take over? I got to talk to some kids.
Absolutely,
All right.
Norman.
Thank you. See you later.
Thank you.
See you, folks.
This is an example of one of the community spaces that we've really needed, and you can see a lot of the seniors have already really taken over, really enjoying it, making it their home. And this Everbright board has been a lot of fun because a lot of lower school students, lower school classes, and middle school students have been coming up because you can make really nice designs out of it. So these are some of the middle school friends I was talking about that come up here sometimes and say hi to us. What grade are you guys in?
6th.
6th grade. What do you think of the new space?
It's amazing.
Isn't it amazing? Let's pop in and we'll see, I think Matthew Rosen is teaching 9th grade English. We can take a quick look here. You can see how phenomenal the new teaching spaces are.
Hi.
Hello. Hey, everybody. Are you guys working?
Yeah.
Are you working on an essay?
No.
You working on a reading response? What are you doing?
A theme chart.
A theme chart for I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings?
Yeah.
We'll go over here and see the new STEAM lab, which is really exciting. We were really short on space doing things like robotics and building, and all of the things that happen in a STEAM class was very difficult with the cramped space we had before. So wait till you see this space. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Yay.
What class is this? Computer science. Cool. What are you guys working on?
We have a competition where they are trying to convert word numbers into regular numbers.
Okay, cool. Cool. So this hallway, we're kind of leaving the STEAM lab in my office, is a long hallway. Obviously, we're still decorating it because we've only been in the space for about 8 days. One of the great things about this new space is we've always been really short on storage space. So this is one of the storage spaces for artwork, for different files, for some of our archives and really exciting things. This is a great conference room. Let me get my key out and unlock it here so you can see it. And in this expansion, we've added not just this conference room, but you'll see up on the 3rd floor another conference room. So the school now has 3 conference rooms, which is wonderful because the one very small conference room we had before the expansion was just always overbooked. People wanted to get in there for different things, admission events, parent meetings. So this is a really good thing for the school. Our student government actually meets in this space as well. Right down this way, this is the entrance to the other side of the 2nd floor of our building. They're still working on renovating the new music classrooms over there and new art classrooms, so we can't go in there. But once that's done, this whole space will really be a circuit that connects with both of the hallways in the pre-existing 2nd floor of the Parkway building. And now let's go check out the 3rd floor. I was talking to Michael Gary about this expansion and how when the school decided to kind of redo the entire campus in the late 60s, the school used to have the full block, and now we've kind of, almost 60 years, regained that full view of the full block, which is exciting. So this is the 3rd floor now. Business office, phenomenal team of folks, always getting good work done for the school. And they've been really displaced for the past few years, working over in Friend Center and getting things done. And now that they're more locally based, this is a good thing. This is the Friend Select business office. You all can say hello and wave. Some flex space here, some good storage. And then just down the hall here we have some folks from the marketing and the development team. And they're still moving in, but if you're ever looking for anyone from development, marketing, oh, my colleague Chris is here. We can say hi to Chris Jefferson.
Hi,
Chris is still moving in as well, like all of us. Chris, you could say hi to everybody.
Hi everybody. Yeah, trying to get moved in, having fun going through the archives and finding some paintings and things that we can hang up in our offices.
Beautiful one. I like that one. Thanks, Chris.
Take care.
And then if we go this way, you'll see there's a kitchen space here that's both for the folks who work up here, but also if there's ever catering events or anything like that, we can use this space to do some of the catering and stuff that's out on the roof, which is a really nice addition to what we do. And then right out here is our entrance to the roof. Obviously, before this entrance directly into a building, you had to go to one of sort of the corners of the building to get up here. The other thing is this provides access to folks who might need it for mobility reasons and things like that. So good access up here. Very exciting. One of our best features, the roof. I hope you really enjoyed the tour of our new space and expansion into 3 Parkway. Again, a great moment for Friend Select. If you haven't been able to see it in person, please come by. I'm happy to give you a tour. Anyone from the team can give you a tour.